If you're like me and you are a brand new parent, you're going to be using one of these things quite often, basically every single day, nonstop. I have the Halo BassiNest 3.0S, and the reason it's called a 3.0S is because of this module right here, which adds what I kind of call smart features or somewhat smart features. We're going to take a look at this right now, and I'm going to review it so you know exactly what you're getting into if you buy this. So the Halo 3.0S is, I would say, a very refined product. They've done many of these bassinets. And the unique thing about this product is this oval shape with this really strong tripod leg. If you take a look at this tripod leg here, it actually can rise and lower 24 to 30 inches high. And the whole point of this is that it can hover over any bed, and that's what Halo markets this product as, something that can co-sleep safely so that the baby isn't actually in your bed because this hovers over your bed. Obviously, I don't have this over a bed right now. Our circumstances led us to buy this in this room here, but if you did put this over your bed, it basically covers a little bit of the edge of your bed so that you can easily put the baby in while you're sleeping and waking up and taking care of the baby overnight. The great thing about this oval shape is, as you can see, since it's elevated and you're hovering over your bed, you can put the baby in with this little indenture. It's an oval with a little indenture, and it's perfect for your stomach right here, and you lean in. So for example, here, if I put my baby in here, I can lean in, and it just perfectly works. Any parent can tell you how difficult it is to drop the baby into their crib without waking them, and it's very important that you lean your body in here. So that little bit of flex in this nest here, perfect. The great thing about this too is there's also a lock mechanism here. When you unlock it, it actually bends down even more. It flexes the entire thing, so you can actually bend all the way in here. And then once it comes back up, you can lock it and the baby can't come out. Another great feature about the Halo that I really like is the ability for this to have a 360-degree swivel. If you see, I'm literally rotating this, and my son, at least, has not really woken or felt any of the motion. It's so smooth that you can rotate it in a full circle. And the flexibility it gives you, especially if this is hovering over your bed, you can have it over your bed, but if you need to get out of your bed, you can move them out of the way and get out. The biggest downfall of the Halo, and I say downfall because it is a design structure thing, this tripod leg is super sturdy. So on the bright side, this thing's not going anywhere. It really isn't. It's heavy, it's stable. I'm not worried about this thing tipping over. However, you can see how much real estate this takes up. If this is going under a bed, just look how sloped the angle is here. It takes up a lot of space. So if you have a low bed frame, your bed's not too high up and your frame doesn't push it too high, you might not be able to store this underneath there. So you have to check your measurements for your bed frame to see if this can go under there. One other great thing about this BassiNest is that you can detach the nest part from the stand, and you can take this from room to room. So you can basically just use this as a storage area for your child. I know that sucks to say, but if you're working in your office or you're going to take a quick shower like they say in the advertisement, you can just take it off, put this next to where you are on the floor, and your baby still has a comfortable area to sleep. And then once you get back to your area, all it does is it just drops into place right here, and it's good to go. You're done. That's how simple it is to use this thing. Now, like most bassinets out there, the mattress is very firm. It's very flat. If you look at this, we do have a cover on it, but it is a very flat, thin sheet here. And here is what it looks like underneath it. So this command module clips onto the bottom of the bassinet, and it takes 3 AA batteries underneath this panel here. And there's 5 buttons, and they do multiple things. Each button is a linear progressing button, so there's no positive or minus button. Each button controls whatever it is. You have to just press it multiple times. For example, the far right one is a shake button, so it kind of vibrates the actual bed. Keep in mind, all of this comes out of this command module. So the shaking motion, the vibration motion comes out of this, and it just vibrates the padding of the bed. So the first time you press it, it'll vibrate on a soft setting. Second time you press it, it'll be a little more solid. And the third time you press it, it'll turn off. If you want to go back to the soft setting, you press it again. So you have to click it 3 times to get back to that setting. The play button then gives you some white noise. It ranges from 4 different sounds like womb noise, water sound, or just basic white noise. And once again, you have to toggle through it multiple times to toggle through all of them. If you want to go back, you have to press it multiple times to go back to that one. And the great thing, or the terrible thing, it really depends what you think, is the audio is not that loud. It's actually quite soft. If you're using a dedicated white noise machine, that takes up the entire ambiance of the entire room. So you're going to hear the white noise with the baby if you're using, let's say, a Hatch product. If you're just using this, since the audio actually comes out of this module, what I say it sounds like is, say, a laptop with bottom-firing speakers which push into the table. That's what it sounds like from here. So it's very muffled and soft. However, that could be good in your case because let's say you're sleeping with the baby in your room. If you want something louder, this probably isn't the best option, but because it's built into this product here, it's a little soft, it might actually work out in your favor. Then the other 2 buttons turns on an ambient light, one for inside the crib and one for under the crib. It's this orange hue, not the best light. I would say it should have been a red light. You should have a red light for your baby. That's just the color that you should be using. However, this orange light doesn't get too bright. Once again, you press it multiple times to get it brighter, and then you have to press it multiple times to turn it off. But even at its brightest, it's not that bright. I surmise the purpose of these lights are for, let's say parents are trying to check their baby's diaper, or they want to approach the bassinet at nighttime without turning on the overhead lights and waking the baby up. But because they're so dim, even at max settings, it doesn't really make a difference. I've tried this with no lights on, with only this. I can't check the blue diaper line at all with this. So it doesn't really work for me. I don't really know what use the ambient light would be for. Now, another partially potentially negative but positive thing, once again depending on your point of view, this uses AA batteries. So that means that this entire thing isn't plugged in. You see there's no wires at all that plug into the wall. So this bassinet can be put anywhere. You don't need to be tied to a wall plug. Where if you're using an actual smart crib, you do need to keep it plugged in. On the negative side of that, you do need to change the batteries. I've averaged about, let's say, 4 weeks before this starts wearing down. However, there's no battery indicator. The only battery indicator you'll see is when you see the features deteriorate. So say the vibration, even at its highest setting, gets really soft. Same thing with the audio, it gets really soft, the lights get dimmer because the batteries are deplenishing, and that's the only notification you really have that it's time to change the batteries. So my final thoughts on this S Command Center thing is you could technically buy the 3.0, the Halo 3.0 by itself without this. It's a little cheaper. So at the end of the day, is it worth it? Is this enough of a functionality addition? Well, you could do the math yourself. If you buy a white noise machine and then you get a light to plug into the wall for ambient lighting, is it worth the difference for this command module? So I do really like the Halo BassiNest 3.0S. I do think that this is very parent-friendly, especially for new parents, and it does help give me additional features and things that make my life a little bit easier. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Stay tuned and make sure you subscribe. We're going to have a lot more baby tech videos. Obviously, our publication is tech-based, and we just have a new baby, so our nursery is full of tech-related baby things, as you can see in this room. I'm very excited to review and share a lot of different products with you guys. I'll see you guys next time.